Okay, so now we're going to talk about what you can do using all of those identities that we just found. And so this is a little warm up, and it just, some of the properties and things that we're going to use today are, and tomorrow, are going to get, like, these things are helpful as we're looking at that. So, this is probably something that you've seen before, but it may have been a minute, and so we have 1/3 divided by 3/2. And so what we can do is we can keep the top fraction, change this division to multiplication, and then flip the bottom to, instead of 3/2, it's 2/3. And then when we have multiplied fractions, we're multiplying straight across, and so this becomes 2 times 1, which is just 2, and 3 times 3, which is 9. And so it's called keep, change, flip, or KCF. So that's something that you probably learned in elementary school, and so it's just a property of mathematics that's going to come into play today. The other thing, we're going to add fractions. And so hopefully you remember that adding fractions, you need to have the same denominator. We saw that when we were adding 2 pi or versions of 2 pi to make those fractions the same. And so what I need to do to make these two fractions the same is this denominator needs to also be 4. And the way we get that is by multiplying by 2. But if I multiply by 2 on the bottom, I have to multiply by 2 on the top as well. So I have 1/4 plus 2/4, giving me a total of 3/4. The denominator doesn't change, but the numerators get added together, so 1 plus 2 gives me 3. And so this property is also going to show up today as we're working through identities, trig identities. Okay, and so some things that might be helpful that you can try today. I'm going to have this just on the board for you so that you can see, like, what of these things have I tried today to help me simplify what I'm trying to do. And so kind of a good rule of thumb is that I'm going to put everything in terms of sine and cosine. So sometimes that's really helpful to put everything in terms of sine and cosine first before we do anything else to see if some things will simplify. Multiplying is great. So if you could use the box method somewhere, or you could just distribute, that is something that could also be really helpful. Simplifying, if you have a fraction that's going to simplify, that's something great for you to try. This one is a big one. If you have a squared term, so something that looks like sine squared, or cosine squared, or tangent squared, or secant squared, or cosecant squared, something that's squared, you should look for your Pythagorean identities. And so the reason I say that is because on our identities, if we go back and look at our identities, we have sine squareds and cosine squareds, cotangent squareds, cosecant squareds, tangent squareds, secant squareds, and so you have all 6 trig functions squared in some way, and usually if you have a squared term, especially a squared term and a 1, it's probably going to simplify to something a little, it'll change or substitute for something that's a little simpler. Substitution, and so that's like putting everything in terms of sine and cosine. Substitution is just the big grown-up word for that. You could factor, and so we'll see a problem like that today. And so adding or subtracting fractions, or splitting one fraction into 2 fractions. And so looking at what we did here, you could add 2 fractions together. Your fractions are just going to be sines and cosines instead of numbers. And then multiplying by 1 so that you can add those fractions. And so what I mean by that is, we multiplied by 2/2, which is really just 1. And so we're multiplying by a 1, quote unquote, and that is going to allow me to add these 2 fractions together. So this list, you may want to pause it here so you can copy all of these things down, and then I'm going to move to the next slide and work this first problem. So this is kind of the list of things that's super helpful for you to try. Okay, and so here we want to change everything to sine and cosine. And so secant of theta is the same as 1 over cosine of theta. Cotangent, if you look back at your list, is the same as x over y, or cosine of theta over sine of theta. And so those two things are multiplied together. Remember that our fractions, we multiply straight across. And so when we do that, we end up with cosine of theta over cosine of theta times sine of theta. So they just get put next to each other. And so hopefully you notice that you have a cosine on top and a cosine on bottom, and those two things divide out. But don't forget your placeholder that there is still a 1 living in the top. And so that simplifies my fraction to 1 over sine of theta. And hopefully, if you're looking at your list of things, 1 over sine of theta is the same as cosecant of theta. And so this secant theta times cotangent of theta, when you simplify and substitute everything in, your final answer would be cosecant of theta. Okay? We could also see a fractional situation happening here. And so this will be like our warm-up that we saw. So cosecant, like we saw in the last problem, is 1 over sine of theta. Cotangent, on the last problem, we saw cosine of theta over sine of theta. And so we can keep the top fraction, 1 over sine of theta, times the reciprocal, so sine of theta over cosine of theta, multiply straight across, or you may see that there's a sign in the numerator and a sign in the denominator, and so these two things are going to divide out. Or if you don't see that, you can just multiply. So this is sine of theta times cosine of theta. The signs are going to divide out, leaving you with just a 1 on top. 1 over cosine is equal to secant of theta. And so you're just kind of following the process here. We're replacing signs, replacing these with sines and cosines only, multiplying, simplifying. And so if you go back to this list that we saw a few minutes ago, we're doing a lot of these things. We're putting everything in terms of sine and cosine, we're multiplying, we're simplifying, and substituting. All of these things we're doing in these problems. Okay, and so now we have some more complicated things. All of these things are already cosines. And so when you have two parentheses, it's helpful to distribute or FOIL, or you could use the box for all of these. And so 1 times 1 is going to give you 1. 1 times positive cosine gives you positive cosine. Negative cosine times 1 subtracts cosine. And then negative cosine times positive cosine gives you negative cosine squared of theta. So it's not 2 cosine, it's cosine times cosine, or x times x, and that gives me x squared, or cosine squared, all over cosine squared of theta. Okay, and so hopefully you see that we have a positive cosine and a negative cosine, and so these two things will undo each other. And so I'm left with 1 minus cosine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta. And so we have a 1 and a cosine squared. And so if we go back to our list that I mentioned earlier, you can see if you have a squared term, especially when it's a squared term plus 1 or a squared term minus 1, this is like big red flag. Pay attention to me. I'm squared. I'm probably a Pythagorean identity. And so going to this next problem, or going back to this problem, if I have sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, do you see that if I move this to the other side, I have sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared of theta. And so 1 minus sine squared is equal to 1 minus cosine squared is equal to sine squared. And so I can substitute this in for this. And so I'm now sine squared of theta over cosine squared of theta. And sine over cosine, if you remember, is tangent squared of theta, because both of these are squared. So it's like sine over cosine times sine over cosine. And so tangent times tangent is tangent squared. So this answer, when we simplify, is tangent squared. I hope all of that is helpful for you. This is kind of going to get us through our lesson for today. And so the encouragement that I have for you is keep trying. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying, and keep coming back to this list, because this list is very, very, very helpful to you as you're working. If you haven't tried something on this list, come back to this list and try it again.